Yeah, well, all the roster decisions are based on what we feel like is best for our football team, and so there's a number of things involved there. But glad to have Bailey and continue to work with him. Still think he's a good young developing player, and so we'll keep working with him.
Thank you. Question Mike Reese, followed by Chris Ryan.
Good morning, Bill.
So Mike,
The Eagles had the change at actually both coordinators, but I wanted to ask you about the defense with Coach Desai in there. Do you anticipate them running basically what they were running last year under Gannon? Is it sort of you think a mix between what he did in Chicago a couple years ago? How do you sort of, I guess, navigate that out as you prepare for this first game?
right? Well, that's always part of the challenge of the opening game. So we'll have to see. We're certainly aware of what he's done in the past. Also, what the Eagles did last year, they obviously had a lot of success with it. Matt's there as a consultant, so it could be some ideas coming in there. Obviously, a lot of this wasn't shown in preseason. They were pretty vanilla in preseason, and so we'll have to be prepared. We'll see how it goes. It's a good question.
I like good questions. I don't have too many of them, so thank you for that. Um, on Gasecki, what has he brought to the team? From what you've seen from him going back to spring.
Yeah, Mike's a really smart guy. Understands the passing game, techniques, routes, spacing. Reading coverage in the inside part of the field. So he's got a good catch radius, good hands, competitive blocker. Again, smart guy. Knows what to do and how to do it.
Next question, Chris Ryan, followed by Mark Daniels.
Morning, Bill. How are you?
Hi, Chris.
I wanted to ask you about the running back situation, what you've seen from Zeke so far, how you see him working alongside Mondre, and is Ramondre, in your view, the number one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Mondre's really a good player. It's good to have Zeke. Zeke's been great. He's done everything we asked him to do, and he's got a really good skill set in the running game, the passing game, blitz pickup, and all those things. So sure they'll both get a chance to play, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm glad we have both of them.
And just your thoughts on the diversity of the Eagles offense as well. As you mentioned, it's a little bit difficult to gauge exactly what you're going to see given the changes, but just the complexity of that offense and what stands out to you.
Well, stars with a lot of good players. They're very good up front. They have an excellent offensive line. They're big. They're physical. The quarterback is very good. Hurts does a great job of running the show, executing the offense, but also making off-schedule plays, and can run, throw. They got two great receivers, good tight end, some explosive backs. Gainwell, Swift. So they've got they're well balanced offense, and it's well orchestrated by the quarterback, and obviously they're well coached. They have a good plan of attack, good way to attack different schemes and stress the defense. So it'll be a big challenge for us.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Question Mark Daniels, followed by Ian Steele.
Good morning, Coach.
Hi, Mark.
When it comes to Mac Jones and just coming off a difficult fall, just what's most impressed you about his off season and training camp?
Yeah, Max had a good off season. Has had a really good camp. Comes to work every day. Comes in early, stays late. Works hard. Understands the offense, how it works, how to get his teammates involved, how to help them be productive. So he's had a really good stretch here in training camp, and had a good spring to um, you know propel himself into this time period. So it's been pretty consistent all the way through.
And you guys claimed another quarterback, Matt Corral, the other day. What goes into a decision to add another player there at the position, and were you looking forward to working with him?
Yeah, well, Matt was available, and so we'll add him to the group, and see how it goes. Obviously, I haven't seen him on the field yet. Haven't worked with him, but based on what we saw at Carolina, and go back to the college film in Mississippi, this player we wanted to work with.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Expecting Ian Steele, followed by Zach Cox.
Morning, Bill.
Hey, Ian.
Tom Brady returns on Sunday, the ceremony, things like that.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on having him back in the building? Last time he was there for a game, he was with Tampa, but being back, as a Patriot, so to speak, for a day.
Yeah, well, it'd be great to see Tom. Tom's been so much to, this team, this organization, me personally. It's been, it was a tremendous experience to be able to coach him and for us to, share the things that we share together and our player-coach relationship. I mean, certainly recognizing him for all of his great achievements here is more than appropriate, and look forward to seeing him, and glad that he's getting the getting a lot of recognition and appreciation for that, because he certainly deserves it.
Two final questions, Zach Cox and Doug Kai.
Morning, Bill. Just curious what you've seen from Calvin Anderson since he's been able to get back on the field, and how you think he might be able to help you this season.
Right. Well, it's been limited, obviously, but it's good to have Calvin back out there. Similar to what we saw from him in the spring, and at Denver, flexible position flexibility to play both tackles. Is a young player, but still has enough playing experience that he can. He's a young player, but he's experienced enough where he can handle a lot of things and pick things up quicker than like a rookie would or something like that. Even though he's been on another team, but he's been able to, I would say, transition pretty well from an assignment standpoint, technique standpoint, and we'll see how it goes here, and kind of working through some multiple moves there at tackle with Calvin, as you mentioned, and then the two players that we acquired with Lowe and Wheatley. So we'll see how things come together. But we gained 3 tackles there in one day, it seemed like, and that was it's good to get that.
And just quickly, some of the details that he shared with us about his illness sounded pretty serious. Was there ever a period where you thought you might not have him back at all this season?
Well, I don't know. Again, those are all medical things. He was treated. It seemed like everything went pretty. From what I understand, not that I know very much about this, but from what I understand, it sounded like everything went on a pretty straightforward path once his condition was identified and he started, doing the things he needed to do. It just took a little while, but seemed like it's gone on a pretty good, pretty consistent pace on the recovery, about what was expected.
Good, thank you.
One more.
Final question, Doug Kai.
Bill, on Matt Corral, would it be too early to reasonably expect him to be the backup on Sunday?
Yeah, I don't know, Doug. I mean, he hasn't even been on the field yet, so yeah, we'll see.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everyone. Just a reminder.